Make yourself comfortable on your back. You, your arms, however they're comfortable. It's okay for you to close your eyes. I invite you to do that. Out of the mouth and feel the weight of the body dropping into the ground. Then start to deepen your breath, breathing slowly in and out through the nose. Then let the knees down with the feet by side. Oh, I see. Bend both knees. Have both hands by your side. Feet hip width apart. And then bring your attention to your pelvis, your sacrum, your tailbone. And as you inhale, rock toward your tailbone, seeing how the low back arches off the floor. And then as you exhale, curl the tailbone up, pressing the sacrum into the ground. So we're not lifting the hips, we're just rocking, turning the tailbone to face down So there's a curve in the lower spine, and then turning the tailbone to face up so that that low back presses into the ground. Up. We're not lifting the hips off the ground. The buttocks stay on the ground. We're just aiming the tailbone down and allowing that natural curve in the lumbar spine to lift away from the ground, and then curling the tailbone up and pressing the back flat into the ground. A few more times like that. Okay, and then come to neutral, and then press down into the left side of the sacrum, and then press down into the right side. Now we're not lifting the opposite side off the ground, it just becomes a little bit weightless. So one side becomes heavy and one side becomes light. It's almost like stepping from side to side with your hips. And try to keep the knees centered. So we're not shifting our weight from side to side. We're just kind of moving through the sacrum and the pelvis. Up and down, left and right. Just getting some mobility into the lower spine. Into our creative center here, second chakra. Okay, and then come to stillness. Now we're going to imagine the face of a clock underneath our sacrum, and maybe the tailbone is the number 12 or the number 6, however you envision it. And then we're just going to press down into every imaginary number on that clock. And again, we're not lifting anything off the ground. We're just noticing that as we press into one part, the rest become a little bit lighter on the ground. And just feel yourself tracing that circle around on the ground with your low back. Then next time you come to the tailbone, reverse directions. And then the next time you come to the tailbone, you can let go of this practice. Reconnect with your breath if you've lost it. And then we're going to inhale and push into the feet and lift the hips and let the arms come up overhead. And then exhale, slide the spine back down onto the ground as the arms lower. See if the sacrum and the hands can reach the ground at the same time. Inhale, lifting, pushing feet, reaching fingertips. Exhale, slowly laying down the spine one vertebra at a time. Keep the knees and the feet hip width apart. Articulate the lowering. So you don't want your tailbone to just come straight down. When you lower, imagine it's like a string of pearls, your spine, and you're dropping one pearl down at a time. vertebra by vertebra, one at a time. So you might keep the tailbone tucked so that it comes down last. Let's do two more. And then when you come down, stay down. And we'll place the right ankle on top of the left thigh, just above the knee, flexing that right foot. And then push into the left foot. Keep the hands by your side this time and lift the hips. And then press the right knee away from you and get the left hip higher. Nice, slow, steady breath. Press the right knee away from you. That's it. And then slowly lay the spine down. Hug that left knee in. Keeping the right ankle where it is. Pull the chin in to the chest. Right ankle is still on the left thigh. We're just pulling the left thigh toward us in eye of the needle pose. See where your breath can go. Can it infiltrate the places that are being challenged and maybe create a little more space there? Can you just imagine the possibility that your breath is not limited to where your lungs are, but that your breath can reach every cell of your body and make space wherever you might be tight? Okay. And then release both feet down. Release both hands by your side. Then place the left ankle on top of the right thigh, just above the knee, flexing the left foot. Right foot is close to the buttock. And then push into the right foot. Lift your hips up and press that left knee away from you. Steady, slow, long breath. Lower the buttocks down and take the hands behind the back of the right leg and draw it in toward you, flexing both feet. Pull the chin in toward the throat, keep the neck nice and long. Lengthen the breath, deepen the breath. Visualize the breath going into the stretch. Just imagine it. What you can imagine, you can achieve. If you can't imagine it, it will never be possible. Maybe starting just by pretending. Okay, release the feet to the ground. And then bring the knees into the hands and circle the knees around opposite each other. So they're mirroring each other. And then go the other way. And then rock yourself all the way up and come to hands and knees. Line the hands up under the shoulders, the knees up under the hips. And then we're just gonna circle the ribs around. So not a cat and cow, just feel like your ribs are making circles. So we're working a lot today with the mobility in the spine. So watch what I'm doing. I'm going to come closer to the screen. I'm not circling my hips around. I'm circling my ribs. You got it. And then circle the other way. And then come back to stillness. And now we'll take cat and cow. So start by curling the tailbone up. And then, just like we did earlier, I want you to try to articulate the spine vertebra by vertebra. So the movement, both on the inhale and the exhale, starts with the tailbone and then reverberates up until you get to the crown of your head. Whether you're curling the tailbone up or down, you're starting there. Okay, come back to neutral spine, please. And then we're going to take the right foot out to the side. And then walk the hands in to come up to standing on your knee and foot. And then we're going to do this in motion. So we'll start with the arms up and inhaling. And then exhale, bringing the hand down to the ground and taking the right arm overhead. And then inhaling both arms up. And then exhaling, coming into our gateway pose, going to the other way. And inhaling up, just like you're a reed swaying. Use your breath. Exhale. And then the next time you come to the right, stay there. Tuck the tailbone under you. Reach long through the left hand. Turn your gaze up if you can. Keep the back of the neck long. If that's not comfortable, just gaze down, still on the neck. And feel where the breath makes space here. Right hand resting on the right leg. And the right leg straight if you can. And then we'll inhale and lift up. Exhale, bring the left hand back down to the ground. Send that right leg up into the air. Kind of like a modified half moon number 2. Sending that right arm up in the air. Feel how spacious your breath can be. And then we'll reach back and take that right foot and hug it into the buttock. And then really aim your hips forward. So especially that right buttock, press it forward as you pull the heel back. And then release the foot, send it back down. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, bring the hands down and the knee in. Inhale, other leg out, arms up. And then exhale, sway to the right. Inhale up. Exhale, sway to the left. Just continue like that at your own pace, following your breath. If you have a shorter breath, you have some options, which is you can go faster or you can take 2 breaths to do the transition instead of 1. It's nice to challenge yourself to lengthen your breath. That's one of the advantages of doing movement with breath. Sometimes forces us to breathe slower, because it simply takes time to do the movement. And the next time you come down to the left, stay there. Pressing down through the right thigh. Bring the hips under you. Reach long through the right arm. Turn your gaze up. Turn your awareness inward, feeling the breath. Opening the breath into it. Notice all the parts of you that are tight. If nothing's tight, then you're not doing it right. You want to go to the limits of your body where you feel like you can't really go anymore and the skin is being stretched as much as it can. The muscles and the tendons and the fascia are all at their edge. And then we breathe. And then we make those edges a little softer. On your next inhale, lift up. Exhale, bring the hand to the ground. And then we'll lift that left leg up. Try to get it parallel to the ground. Left arm up. Use your breath for strength. Balance. Calm. Okay, now grab hold of that left foot. Pull it into the buttock. And then press your hips forward, especially that left hip. Taking hold of the foot with the hand. And then release the leg back. Lift yourself back up. And exhale, bring the knee in as you take the hands down. Beautiful. And then bring the hands to the ground. Curl the toes under. And lift the knees, coming into a squat. And then lift your legs. Lift your hips, keeping your knees bent. And bring your hands onto your thighs. And then we're going to move the spine, just like we did in cat and cow, except in this standing position. And then let your head come down, keep your chin tucked, and roll yourself up to standing. Stand with your feet hip width apart and your hands on your hips. Get a nice soft bend in your knees, not a big bend, just a little soft bend, just so your knees aren't locked. I'm going to draw a circle with our pelvis again. So you might think about your tailbone having a pendulum suspended from it, and that pendulum is creating a circle. So just forward, side, back, side, and then try to isolate the pelvis so that you're not moving your upper body. You're not moving your chest, you're not moving your head. And articulate it. Be mindful as you do it. Don't just, we can all just go like this, but I want you to feel the movement of your spine. I want you to feel the tailbone making these circles. Feel everything that you feel as you move. And then reverse the direction. And see if maybe you can make the circles as big as they'll go without engaging the rest of your body. Looks good, you guys. Okay. And then come to stillness and cross your hands on your chest, bringing the hands to opposite shoulders. And now we're going to circle the upper body. So we're going to try to keep the hips still and just make big circles around in the sky with the head. Don't move your hips. See if you can feel where the lowest vertebra is in your spine that's moving. So is it in your upper back? Is it in your lower back? Are you all the way down into your lumbar spine? You're feeling it in the mid back. And then circle the other way. And come back to stillness. Release the arms. With an inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift your chin, lift your gaze. Exhale, lower down. 2 more like that. And then bring your torso over your right leg and do 3 breaths there. Inhaling chin as you, inhaling as you lift your chin, exhaling as you drop. And then over the other leg, doing 3. And then come back to center, bring your hands behind the backs of your legs, and leave your head down and take 3 very deep, long breaths, pressing hands into legs and legs into hands. Once you've done your 3 breaths, release your hands, soften your knees, tuck your chin, roll yourself up and send your arms up into the air and hold them up in the air. And then we're going to kind of wave the spine. It's mostly in the upper spine. And you're just gonna, so my hands are going like this, back and forward, back and forward. Over my head, I'm just making them lower so that you can see them. But my arms are gonna go like this over my head, and my torso is gonna move with it. Mostly the upper torso. So it's not hips forward and hips back. That's not what we're doing. Try to keep your hips relatively stable so that it happens in your spine. Ribs forward, ribs back. Ribs forward, ribs back. Okay, come to stillness. And then slowly just let your hands come down over the front of your body, facing your body, just lowering your hands, facing your body. Just letting your arms come to rest by your sides. Feeling your feet on the ground, feeling your breath in your body, feeling your aliveness. And we're going to do an exercise that's not as much for the spine, but definitely works on the aliveness in the body, and you'll feel it in the shoulders. So we're working the shoulder blades. So this is the joint that has the most mobility in the body, and we want to really try to keep those shoulder blades nice and flexible. So we're going to take the hands out to the sides and have the palms face the ground. And then we're going to inhale and send the arms back and squeeze the shoulder blades together behind you. And then exhale, and we're going to push the hands back down, back to the sides. And then inhale, pull them back. Exhale, forcefully push them down. And then this can be a fast movement and a fast breath. So we're not flipping the hands. The hands are staying facing down. We're just pulling the shoulder blades back, keeping the palms down, and then pushing them toward the floor. So the inhale pulls back, and the exhale, you're snapping your hands back to the original position, like really pushing. in a rapid motion. 10 more. Last one. And then just let the arms rest. Maybe close the eyes and just feel what you feel. And then lift your toes and spread them wide and pull them back down. Feel your legs sinking into the ground. Your body sinking into your legs. Your breath floating spaciously inside your body. And without losing the connection to your breath, gently open your eyes. Let your weight drift into your left foot. And just lift your right foot into the air. Any amount. My foot is hovering maybe 2 inches off the floor. You don't need more than that. And then we'll take the arms out to the side. You can also do cactus arms if you prefer. You'll see which is going to serve you better as we begin the movement. So you're going to try to turn to one side and then turn to the other side. This is good for creating stability in the foot and the knee, but obviously also working the spine. Stay connected to your breath. Let your eyes move with you, but also kind of stabilize you. Come back to center. Lower the arms. Lower the foot. Feel the difference in your legs. Feel the breath. Start to sink weight into your right foot. Lift tall through the crown of your head. Feel your breath and focus on your breath. Notice if you lose the focus on your breath once you open your eyes or once you begin the movement. The breath should be just as foremost in your awareness when you move, if not more so, because it's going to help you. And then when you're ready, lift your left foot off the ground, any amount. Take the arms out, or cactus arms, whichever you want. And then begin moving, turning side to side. Does it feel harder to turn to the right or to the left? Feel the same? Where do you feel more open in movement? Come back to center. Release the arms, release the foot. Just feel the feet. Drop the chin to the chest, bend the knees, and come all the way down onto your knees. You're just going to stretch the fronts of the feet. So you're going to leave the fronts of your feet on the ground. You're not going to curl your toes under. We're going to walk the hands back and lift the knees. So you're on the fronts of your feet. You're in a squat basically, but you're not curling your toes under. So I'll show it from the side. You push into the ground with your hands to get your knees to come off the ground to stretch the fronts of your feet. That's not something you should be able to do with your hands in the air. So if your hands aren't on the ground, mean you're doing something wrong. So maybe you're curling your toes under. You're not curling your toes under. Oh, you're not. Okay. Okay, let me see what you're doing. Oh, I see. You're just leaning back, and that's pretty great. Okay, I stand corrected. If you lift your knees higher, you get more of a stretch in your feet, but that's a cool balance pose you're doing. I take my hat off to you. Okay, let's come down. Curl the toes under a minute. Stretch the feet the other way. Sitting on your heels. You want to deepen that stretch. Your hands come off the ground and all your weight is going down into the feet. So I'm sitting on my heels with my toes curled under, in case you're not seeing what I'm doing. Okay, and then come out of that, release the toes, kick the feet into the ground. And then come onto your buttocks. Right. Now we're going to start with a modified fish pose. And then if you want to come into the full pose, you will. If you want to stay in the modified pose, you can. So the modified pose, the elbows are under the shoulders. And then we push into the elbows, roll the shoulder blades in, lift the chest, and drop the head back. And you can stay here. This is a nice chest opener, throat opener. Or you can walk the elbows far enough forward until the top of the head can rest on the ground. And then you can stay like this, or you can bring the bottoms of your feet together. If you're not on your elbows, you can wrap your hands around your ankles in this posture, staying on the top of your head, or you can open the lungs even more by taking the arms overhead. Lots of options. None is better than the other. And you have a really nice opportunity to expand your lungs. So breathe deeply in and out. And then we'll very slowly lift the head, with the arms for support on the ground, looking forward. laying the head down and bringing the knees in and bringing the forehead to the knees. Now, we're going to come into a shoulder stand. If you're pregnant or some people don't like to be in shoulder stand in their menstrual cycle, that's fine. If you don't like to be in shoulder stand for any reason, that's of course fine. You can just put your hands under your back and send your legs up into the air. If you're joining me for shoulder stand, you'll rock on your spine until you can get your hips to lift, and then bring your hands to your hips. Send your legs to the sky, and then roll your shoulders under you so that you're actually on your shoulders and not on your neck. So in theory, you feel the back of your skull on the ground, and then your neck is off the ground, and then your shoulders are on the ground. And you want to walk your hands down your back toward the floor to get your legs to go as high and as straight up from your shoulders as possible. And then once you're here, whichever position you're in, we're going to open the legs wide. We're just going to flex those feet and let the legs come out to the side. And then send the legs up in the air again. Bend the knees toward the forehead. Lay your spine down one vertebra at a time with your hands under your sacrum as you come down. And then keeping your hands there, keep lowering your legs slowly toward the floor. So your hands are under your sacrum, your legs are straight, and you're slowly lowering your legs to the ground. Okay, some of you want to do something different, which is always fine. Okay, once you're down, then we'll hug the knees to the chest again. And then send the arms out to the side. And drop your knees to the right. Turning your head to the left. If your right leg doesn't touch down onto your left leg, use your left hand to put a little weight on that right leg. If your right leg already comfortably rests on your left leg, you can take your left hand and in the V that is formed between your thumb and your index finger, stick that in the groin, the very top of your thigh, and push away from you. Head is turned to the right. Breath is stronger. And if you're using your left hand for one of those assists, you can release it and then take both legs over to the other side. Try to get your left shoulder to stay on the ground. Turn your head to the left. And then see what's going to serve you on this side. Maybe you just want to keep your arm passive on the ground. Maybe it rests on that right thigh, left thigh, sorry. Or maybe you hook your hand inside the crease at the top of your left thigh and push away from you. And then if you're using your right hand, release it. Bring your knees back to center. Hug them in for a moment. Lift your forehead again. And then release your feet down. Lift your hips, tuck your tailbone. Come right back down. Release your legs. Shake them out. And just let your legs rest. If you have an eye pillow, you can place that on your eyes or cover your eyes for darkness. And then let the arms rest out away from the body. And take a deep breath in and squeeze the toes, squeeze the thighs, squeeze the buttocks, squeeze the belly. Squeeze the hands, squeeze the arms, squeeze the shoulders, squeeze the throat, squeeze the face, holding the breath, squeezing everything tighter, 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 and let it go. See if you can feel your hands letting go even more, relaxing even more, relaxing. The breath, relax. See if you can both let go of the breath, allow it to just happen while observing the breath. Sometimes when we observe something, it becomes instinctual to control it. So can we watch the breath without interfering in its process? Fingers, toes. Reach the arms overhead. Take a deep breath, stretch long. Hug the knees to the chest. Rock gently side to side. Feeling the ground, massaging your back. Come center, rub hand to hand and foot. And then roll over onto your side. Resting your head on your other side arm. Resting your body on the earth. Holding you. Take that support. Starting with coming up slowly to sitting. Into any comfortable seated posture. Sit bones sinking down, crown of the head lifted tall. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, hands together at the heart. Inhale the heart up to the hands. Exhale, shoulders relax down. Inhale deeply, breathing in from bottom to top. Take it all in. Chin to the chest. Namaste.